So, previously I've said that teams 19 and 20 for the AFL should be based in Tasmania and Canberra. Well, the question I think everyone would want answered is, what about the Northern Territory? They're a mad AFL footballing state, shouldn't they get their own team? Well yes, this is what I'm going to discuss in today's video. So in my last video, I reasoned that Canberra should get a team over the Northern Territory as it's easier to relocate a struggling Victorian team to Northern Territory as opposed to the ACT. Well, some fans would probably be thinking, well, isn't that a way just to disrespect the territory? Just dump a struggling team on there? Not really when you think about it. You compare it to the ACT, okay? Everyone in the ACT would pretty much be all GWS fans, so the only way you're going to get them away from GWS and to a local team is by making a brand new local team that has not had any previous AFL ties. Propose that to the Northern Territory, who, let's face it, they go for several different clubs: Eagles, Gold Coast, Melbourne, Adelaide, whatever. They go for all different clubs, so a club based there would actually gain traction from a lot of different fans and probably unite all those AFL fan bases into one common team. So yeah, I think even if it's a struggling Victorian team that gets relocated up to the Northern Territory, I think they'd follow this team because, let's face it, there's no professional sporting teams that they're following right now, and there's no real common team that everyone goes for. So, who is this team I'm sending up to the Northern Territory, you may ask? Well, it's a pretty obvious one. It's North Melbourne, obviously. But wait a minute, I know what everyone's thinking. Why pick on North Melbourne? They've been suited to go to Sydney, to Gold Coast, to Tasmania, now the Territory? Well, hold on, okay? They don't even have to go up permanently. They don't even have to move away from Arden Street to move to Northern Territory. They just need to do one simple name change. And that's change their name from the North Melbourne Kangaroos to the Northern Kangaroos. Because the Northern Kangaroos can mean two things. It could be the North of Melbourne or the Northern Territory. It means both things and it's in the same team. There are lots of benefits about this name change. For one, those that are saying North Melbourne should stay in Melbourne, well, they can still stay in Melbourne. They can stay based at Arden Street. They can train at Arden Street. The VFL team can remain at Arden Street. And, well, they can play some games at Dockland Stadium every year. They'd still play what? If the season were to be reduced to 20 rounds, they play what? 10 rounds a season? Because I'm proposing for the Northern Kangaroos to play 6 games a year to start off with. It might increase, but to start off with, North play 6 games a year up in Darwin, okay? So, yeah, the Kangaroos can stay in Melbourne, but they can also have a massive presence in Darwin, and they can have all of the Northern Territory to service for themselves. There's no AFL team currently up there. There's no sport team currently up there, so they can service the entire state. So the whole state can get behind them. And obviously, yes, it would be different to them in Tasmania. One, because they've changed their name. And two, for the potential of them moving all their games to Darwin in about 10 to 20 years' time. Also, other proposals should be a new stadium that is painted blue and white to kind of signify that the Kangaroos are Darwin's team. I think the only real downfall is, apart from the skepticism as whether people will get behind the Kangaroos, the only other problem I could see is, well, the local talent of the Northern Territory, they still don't have a team where they can just go to and stay home. Not like the Eagles, where Perth-based players can stay playing for the West Coastal. I mean, because I'm referring to this because I know Cyril Rioli. Who knows? He might be still playing if there was a Northern Territory-based team at the moment. I don't think he'd be playing, but I think he would have retired a little bit later than he actually did. That's the only real disadvantage. But again, there's the opportunity for the Kangaroos to move to Darwin permanently down the track. I think the one issue, though, with a Northern Territory team is the climate. It would be pretty hard to train in Darwin, especially in the heat, and it'd be pretty hard to play day games, which is why I'm proposing for the Kangaroos to stay at Arden Street for now, because they can train in a cool climate and then fly up to the Territory and play games. But the Territory should get at least some sort of representation, because the state's mad when it comes to AFL. They love going to AFL games, and could easily get about 20,000 people a game. They'd love to have at least a game every month, or a game every month. I think they'd like to see that, and yeah, I think it would work alright, this Northern Kangaroos arrangement. So a quick run through their identity: they'd play about 6 games in Darwin, 4 games at Marvel Stadium, plus away games against the other Victorian teams. Their home ground, obviously Marvel Stadium, and an upgraded TAO Stadium or a new Darwin Stadium. That should host about 25,000 people, and the seats should be painted blue and white, as I said. What should also happen, they should train at Arden Street. Their VFL team should be based at Arden Street. However, their women's team, given that there's no real need to have a 10th women's team in Victoria, they can just stay based at the Territory full time. I guess train at TAO Stadium or whatever it is and play all 10 of their games there. Before I finish this video quickly, the other team I want to talk about is the Western Bulldogs in regards to servicing Ballarat. So I reckon Ballarat could actually host an AFL team, but there are some issues. The main one being that, well, there's already 10 teams in Victoria. So the solution to that is that Western Bulldogs increase their representation for Ballarat. The way I see this happening is, as early as 2022, they should start playing about 4 games in Ballarat. They could even increase that to 5 or 6 down the road. But yeah, they still stay based at Whitten Oval. Let's face it, it's only a 1-hour drive from Whitten Oval to Ballarat. And it's even better than the North arrangement, because Dogs fans, if they can't get to Marvel Stadium, they could at least drive up to Ballarat and watch them there. And they could, yeah, so I reckon the Dogs would play at both grounds. But I just reckon that the Western Bulldogs should play some more games in Ballarat. So now I've completed my videos and my opinions on the changes for the AFL franchises. In the next video, I'll be talking about how a 20-team competition would work in the AFL. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. Please like, please subscribe. Comment what you think of my opinions down below, and what are your opinions on the matter. Check out my other videos and stay tuned next week for how a 20-team competition would work in the AFL. And I will see you then. Goodbye.